Get your game on with the latest button mashing, high scoring, game grinding news and info. It's the essential survival pack you will ever need. The Loadout.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I know I've been telling you guys that I do have special guests joining me today because we need to talk about a bunch of stuff about gaming, because who doesn't love gaming, right? So joining me today is Carlos and Zach. Hi, guys.
Hey, hello.
How are you doing?
Having us. We're not celebrities at all, but you gave us the time of day. We appreciate it. Oh, we're on TV. Hey.
No, we're happy to be here, but thanks for having us.
Of course, I love I love talking to you guys as well. But you guys are here to talk about sort of not really your expertise, but like more your hobbies, I guess you would like to call it. So, Carlos, you are now a part of Ungeek right now, right?
Yes,
So, would you
ma'am.
like to tell us a little bit about Ungeek?
Okay, so I currently work for Ungeek PH. To describe Ungeek very quickly, we are this amalgamation of, I'd say, tech, gaming, geek and pop culture, and every now and then, cultured material for the very cultured individuals. Very tasty. So we do a lot on our website. We do a lot of write-ups, features, a lot of reviews and coverage, also on our YouTube channel and our varied social media platforms. So if it's all about anything geeky, pop culture-y, gamer-y, or tech-y, yes, we make sure to cover all of that and produce some really interesting content for everybody, and never really taking ourselves too seriously. Just
love that.
making sure that everything is just straight to the point, but entertaining at the same time.
I love that. But since you mentioned a lot of stuff that you guys cover for Ungeek, what exactly do you cover for Ungeek?
As of now, I do a lot about tech, so latest gadgets, whatnot. If it comes in, I am tasked, coerced, forced to talk about it, to review it, to go round and about with it. But every now and then, I still go back to my roots, which is the good old gaming sphere. When there's a new game coming out, I do still make those reviews because I just wanna,
Of course. Who doesn't want to do gaming reviews, right?
It's just so fun to do when there's a brand new game. So, of course, whenever I have a chance, I just make sure to just involve myself in whatever I can, because I just really love writing about it, love talking about it. So whenever there's a chance, I just go ahead and take it. So,
Of course. So what about you, Zach? Why are you here?
yeah, Zach, why are you here?
I'm just kidding.
I am a former child. No, but I guess Carlos and I share a podcast first and foremost, so
Yes.
we have dabbled in that field, and
Chances are you've heard it.
chances are it's
have
called the
heard it.
Chances Are podcast, and we've also dabbled a little bit in YouTube, and we've shared a few. We ran the same circles actually, particularly in just media related activities as well as tech, or rather gaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gaming is where all of us got together and just
Of
had
course.
this wonderful, coming together is what we did.
Why are you looking at me like that?
We all just, we all just got
man.
together. Oh, sorry, yeah. Phrasing,
yo.
Zach. Phrasing.
Basically, sa kaka-computer natin. That's
Kaka-computer.
how we
Yan.
all got together. No,
Oh,
pero,
we can speak Tagalog. I'm sorry.
yes, we can.
Oh my God,
We're actually encouraged to speak Tagalog.
Okay,
but,
Zach.
I might embarrass myself, so
Yeah.
I'll just,
Okay, let's not embarrass
Kumusta
yourself.
ka naman, Ali? Kumusta?
Oh my god. Okay, let's just talk about something else. So you talked about doing game reviews, right?
Yes.
So do you actually have the power to pick the games that you review, or are they sent in? What's
In
the
my
process?
case, no, I can't really pick and choose. But every now and then, if I'm a bit too busy, I could say, I really can't. Plate's really full. But whenever there are reviews in the pipeline, and I do have some time to go ahead and proceed with the review, I go ahead and do it for as long as I could, because like I said, I just enjoy it. Plus, it's fun. It's
fun.
It's playing, Ali. Come on.
Of course, it's always
It's an
fun.
excuse to play a good game.
and actually
So-
get paid for it.
Exactly. So, as long as I can, go ahead.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? You seem like the type of person who likes to take charge. So I feel like
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Asserting dominance. Asserting dominance.
This is me just like, trying to describe you for the 10 years that I've known you. Okay. So it's been that long. Yeah. Age reveal never gonna happen. But so I feel like you're someone who is very dominant. Okay. But in terms of career wise, let me make that clear. So I feel like you want to be in charge of like what you talk about on your podcast. So what exactly is your sort of criteria for judging when it comes to picking the topics that you have for your podcast?
Okay. Well, the first time we ever discussed putting up Chances Are or recording the first ever episode for Chances Are, we were actually just having a random conversation, and you at times it goes really deep. It can go from something really shallow to something really deep. It can be about I don't know, like the hypocrisy of I don't know, like peers.
Yeah, pizza on pineapple
Pizza
or
on
not,
pineapple.
or like religion and politics.
That's
The
the extremes.
the extremes.
Totally extreme.
Yeah, and this is a normal conversation for us to have, right? And so, seeing as how we don't really want or we don't really filter ourselves in those kinds of situations,
Yeah.
we just had a light bulb moment, and we just thought, hey, why don't we just record this as is? And well, how do we come up with a name? I don't know. How did we come up with a name?
We went through, I think, like a list of different names, and none of them really stuck, or some of them were already taken.
Yeah.
Like we tried the vibe check, cringe, but someone already took it. Thank goodness.
Really? The vibe check? I don't remember
there was
that.
someone who got vibe check, and then we just figured. I think you're the one who came up with it. You were the one who said, Carlos, if we. You know how
He always sounds like this. When
you know
everyone
how,
sounds like that when they try to like.
You know how
impersonate.
when there's something like an idea and it already happened to you, so you're gonna talk about it with someone else. Chances are, they already experienced it. And I was like, yeah, Zach, that's super cool. I know, right? So that's
How about we name it that way? Chances are.
exactly.
are.
So
Yeah.
that's how it came to be.
I love that. The birth of Chances Are. But since you guys already, are starting to think about renewing your chances
Renewing
are.
your vows.
Yeah, renew your vows with each
It's a
other.
remarriage.
But let's talk about another podcast that you guys were on.
Oh, what's this?
This is the gaming one.
Jog our memory.
Come on, I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah,
I don't want to drop names anymore. I don't want to say the name of the podcast, but we did have a gaming podcast
Yeah.
together because, as you can tell, we all love talking and we all love gaming. So we all got together and actually did a podcast about gaming. So would you like to tell the listeners right now who are tuned in and actually want to start a podcast, like if they want to start a podcast about gaming, what are the sort of key points that they can start talking about?
Okay, may I?
Yeah, of
Go
course.
first? Okay. If if you want to start a podcast, regardless of the topic, you have to make sure that you're at least well versed in that particular topic. If it's about movie reviews, you have to know how to review movies. If it's about tech, you have to be immersed in the tech sphere. If it's gaming, you don't have to be like a super sweaty tryhard, like Dark Souls level of player.
I mean, you can be. if
You
you're-
can be, yeah.
But you don't have to be.
You don't have to be. If you're immersed in the culture, if you play a lot of games, if you follow the history, and you've more or less been in contact with a lot of people with the same mindset, the same hobbies, you could start a podcast and then discuss that with other people. Of course, it depends on the format. If you want to do some commentary about gaming, that's nice. If you want to do like highlights and trick shots and all that, like Ali does, because
Because she's
Ali's
insane.
Ali's like a top
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty
Yeah, insane.
player, in Southeast Asia. Anyway, so
I think what Carlos is trying to say that there aren't really any set rules when it comes to creating your own content, when it comes to putting up your own podcast. You don't need the best of the best equipment. You don't need the best of this and that.
Yes.
The more that you overthink things, the longer or the further away your launch date will be, and it's all a matter of taking that first step.
Yeah.
If you really want to talk about something, then by all means go for it.
Yeah, because if you just keep on thinking about it, I've been a victim of this, honestly. I plan this content calendar
Because you want to be perfect. Like
this list of episodes, but eventually you just end up not doing it, which is horrible. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So instead, just think of an idea, sit down, record with whatever you can, like your cell phone, your anything you could use, and then just take that first step, and then just improve later on. If it's not for you, if you don't like it, you'll stop. But if you do, you'll continue. So
Yeah, because it's not going to happen if you don't take that first step, right? So, so with how very accessible technology is right now, anyone can literally make a podcast.
Yes.
But the question right now is it good to start with a podcast and have everything recorded, or have everything done live and stream? What do you guys think is the most viable option?
well, of course, what we're doing right now.
I think there's a market.
I mean, we're here, right? No. Yeah.
There's a market for both.
Yeah. What's your take, Zach? What do you think about this?
I personally think that you can go both ways. Everybody is going to have their own preference when it comes to creating content or producing content, and you can go live. Like you can stream, and Ali, you know this. Like you're a streamer yourself, and that works for you. For other people, recorded material works better for them. For people like myself, who tends to overthink a lot of things, and I like having, to your point, I like having a little bit of control over being able to filter out a few things, or maybe clean a few things up. But there is a charm in both mediums, shall we say?
That's true.
Yeah, so it's not so much about how you do it, or how you put it out initially, whether it's recorded or live. I think it's more so about consistency, and that's like the number one thing that content creators across different platforms, it's something that they'll have to remember, because it's going to be tough. When you start off, it's going to be tough, and there are going to be days where you have 50 viewers, and there are going to be days where you have 2 viewers, or 50 plays and 120, and having dabbled in YouTube, it's really just consistency.
Yeah, that's true.
I was thinking 50 views. Ew.
I did not say anything, but did my face say it? I'm just kidding. No, okay. So since the Loadout is all about gaming,
Yes.
I want to know, what are your current favorite video games to play right now? Oh my god.
Okay. So, sadly,
Oh no.
to everyone listening right now, watching, we're on TV, I forgot. I myself haven't been able to play Baldur's Gate 3. Sadly.
That is very sad.
It's expensive, okay?
Okay, that's true.
All right. So, I do want to. And also Final Fantasy 16, that's it's a PS5 exclusive. So, yeah. So, yours truly has been playing a whole lot of Honkai Star Rail. Arguably the hottest gacha game out right now. It's a turn-based game where you collect your favorite waifus and husbandos. And it's very tasteful. It comes from Hoyoverse, the creator of Genshin Impact, which we don't talk about anymore.
Oh, it's another gacha.
Yes.
It's a gacha game.
It's another gacha.
I actually didn't know it was a turn-based game. I thought
turn-based.
I thought it was like open world, like Genshin.
It does, well, like you do open world a little bit, but you can't jump, so it's kind of strange. But you do get into battles. There's a nice, compelling story, a lot of anime references, and the writing's really good, because whoever created the story for that, whoever wrote the script is actually I think they're very much in touch with pop culture, because there are a lot of references.
Ooh.
So it's something that I've been playing a lot, because I've been quite busy doing other things. So I can't really devote the 8 to 16 hour playthrough like I did with Resident Evil 4 Remake. That was the last one I played, which I just spent an entire week just playing it.
That
So
game
good.
was really good.
It was so good.
What about you, Zach?
So my go-to game is actually something that I do to clear my
Please
mind.
don't say 2K.
No, not even. It's actually Forza.
FIFA.
It's actually
Forza
Forza Horizon.
Horizon.
Yeah, and so I a few months back, I actually got myself the like
A
the little
steering
driving
wheel?
thing. Yeah, I got the whole like simulator thing, and so
Nice.
I got the
Nice.
steering wheel with it. I got the pedals
The
for it. And it's really calming, you know. These are the types of things where you don't always need to be super competitive when it comes to
Yeah.
gaming. You can play by yourself, whether it be RPGs, story-based games, but you know there are other people who just want to take it easy, and
True.
I think I fall in that sort of area right now where I just want to clear my mind and have a little drive. It's like you don't spend anything on gasoline, so
Yeah.
You spend on electricity, but
That's
it's not as
that's a
expensive.
problem for like the middle of the month, you know. So we don't think about that.
I love that because those are two very different games, right? Honkai Star Rail and Forza Horizon. But okay, so let's talk about what is your ultimate go-to video game that you would play when you sort of feel stressed or you want to like relive, you know, the good old days when you have extra time to actually play.
okay.
Tough
Like to
question.
go first?
I
Zach?
know.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, okay,
Okay, go
yeah. Two-pronged answer for me. I guess on one side of things, I would love to revisit my days of playing Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yeah.
Toxic.
And Ali, you were there.
Oh,
You played with that particular group of friends
Toxic.
a couple of times, and it's despite it's fun. Despite the fact that the opposing team can be a little toxic. You know,
A little.
Yeah, okay, we're given Rainbow Six Siege, it's very toxic, right?
Giving your group a little.
No, but we're a bunch of wholesome dudes, and you know we just laugh about it. We have fun with it.
Yep.
It's fun to relive those moments where during the pandemic you couldn't go out.
True.
And you just spent a lot of time online with your friends, and those are one of the games where you can actually play as a team because you're a 5-stack. And I guess on the other side of things, if I'm just by myself or even with friends for that matter, GTA is always
It's
has a soft spot in my heart. Whether you
Yes.
play the story or not, you know, when you're playing the story, okay, it's nice, right? But then you go to GTA Online and you just mess around with friends again, and it's something that just takes you back.
That's true. So Zach said R6 and GTA. What about you, Carlos?
Okay. I also have a two-pronged answer.
Guys.
Yeah.
Sounds like this.
Okay. So the first game it's a game from long time ago, like pre-2010. Do you know the game Prototype?
I do.
It is the ultimate power fantasy because it's super open. It's basically a semi-inaccurate version of New York, which is slowly falling apart, like in real life, where you just run around, you know, basically
Jump on stuff.
consume people, power bomb them through a building.
You got wrestling moves?
Yeah, there are a lot of moves there, and the story itself is kind of
It's
It's
weird.
kind of mid, but when you talk about the gameplay, the aesthetics, it was kind of edgy because it was like 2009.
Yeah,
I think.
for that time, it
Yeah,
was.
imagine that he's a scientist, but he's dressed like you went Hot Topic or something. So it's kind of strange. So that's my first one. I just like to run around. I don't even finish the game. I just go wild.
Yeah.
The other one is also, again, pardon to those listening and watching right now, Red Dead Online,
Ooh.
but I haven't played the single player campaign yet.
How dare you?
Because I want to spend like a week just enjoying it.
Okay, that's true.
Because people say it's the most emotional experience
Yes.
you'll ever
It is,
have.
it
It is. It is.
So what I did was, okay, I don't have time to play it for a week. I'll just do the online thing. I'll grind a bit. It's an open world sandbox like GTA Online.
Same developers too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar. So I made a very accurate Mexican cowboy.
I don't
No,
know
he's
how
a
to-
he's a vaquero. That's a term.
Okay.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah, why? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, I wasn't quite sure how to react. To
I
that.
know.
You don't know who Javier Escuela is? Anyway. So, that's what I did. I just created that character. I did some. I was able to grind in the game. and I haven't played the single player yet. I've already sunk 180 hours into it without the single player campaign. So
Oh
I
my
need to play it
goodness.
soon
You do need to play
because
it.
I need to, just release all this emotion.
You are in for an emotional roller coaster.
It is a treat because a lot of streamers who actually played that game, they ended up crying on stream.
I've been avoiding all the content
You
about it for
should.
the longest time because
Go
I
in
just,
blind.
Okay.
It's a whirlwind of emotions you're gonna be in.
So RDO prototype, go to games whenever. There you go.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Carlos and Zach. I would love to continue this conversation, but maybe for off air na lang. Okay, what about would you like to invite everybody to your social media accounts in case they want to keep in touch with you guys?
Oh, goes that.
Me? I didn't even activate it, but yeah, sure. Okay. Since we're on that topic, all right. Yeah, no, we're in discussions of bringing back Chances
Chances
Are.
Are.
Yeah, so if you want to keep tabs on that and you want a whole like a big old dose of realness, unfiltered.
All the
then
smoke.
especially now, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a story for another day. Then
Yes.
please do check it out. It's at Chances Are Pod over on Instagram,
Yes.
and Facebook, I believe.
Yes. And are your episodes still on Spotify?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They still are.
Yeah,
So if you
chances
guys
are it's a podcast, right? Chances are it's a podcast. Because I forget if it's the name's the entire sentence or if it's
Or just
the
chances are.
I have to double check. So yeah.
What about you, Carlos? Your social media accounts?
You can follow me any platform. I think it's Carlos really, because there's been doubt if it really is me. So there you go. It is. You can also check out Ungeek at UngeekPH. We do a lot of coverage, a lot of content. We'll be heading over to Japan in September for the Tokyo Game Show. So for anyone who's going to be there or is going to be following whatever's going to happen there, best believe we'll be covering that for everybody. So make sure to follow us. Feel free to follow me. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, thank you so much, Carlos and Jack.
Hey yo!
Carlos and Zach for joining me today, and I had a lot of fun. But we shall have lunch right now.
Yay!
So it's time to get back to more of the music. But if you guys haven't, followed us on our social media accounts, that is Facebook.com/1035KLight. Also Instagram, that's at KLight103.5, and TikTok, that's at KLight103.5 FM. And as for me, that's at Ali Esplana and at OX Lustrous Kitty. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. But this next song is being brought to us by Technogas Technique Kitchen Appliances, your cooking partner.